60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make it a little bit easier to stay consistent. All right, so if you're ready, we're going to do some hip curls. We did this yesterday. First time I really went through and did all of the reps uh, on all fours, on quadrupedal style, but we're going to do some more today. All right, so when we do hip curls, we're going to put our hands underneath our shoulders, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and we're going to try our best to do this. We're going to bring your knees up nice and high towards your chest. We're going to use our glute muscles to lift that leg up to the side. Your glutes are going to be firing right here. We're going to rotate the leg so that the heel is pointing up into the sky. Then we're going to bring the leg down and back. All right? That's one rep. Knee open to the side, rotate heel up, down and back, that's two. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's three. Wow, I'm cramping. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's four. I'm really cramping. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's five. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's six. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's seven. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's eight. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's nine. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 10. Whew! That is some hip cars on one leg. We're going to do the other side now. If your arms are tired, if you're cramping up immediately, it's a good sign that you need to drink some more electrolytes and you should be moving a little bit more. I was just sitting in a chair for like 3 hours and I just ran here, so now my muscles are going, what are you doing? Really? Right now? Like this intense? We're gonna go right into hip cars? All right, let's continue. Whew. I'm gonna face you so it's easier to mirror me. I don't know if you're actually gonna be able to look at your phone while you do these, but that's okay. Let's go. High knee or lift the knee. Oh, I got a crazy cramp in my hamstring. What's going on in my body right now? Let's do it again. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's one. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's two. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's three. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's six. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's seven. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's eight. Knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's nine. Last one, knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 10. Whew, my hamstring on this left leg is going crazy right now. Cannot wait to finish that one. All right, we got the forward hip cars more or less done. Let's go ahead and get ready to do them in reverse. Give me another second to stretch out the hamstrings just a little bit. Ooh, all right. All right, let's go in reverse. All right. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe we're going to do them standing. All right. If we do them standing, we're going to be mixing up a whole bunch of different things. But the principles here are we're bringing the leg down and back. We're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes. We're lifting this leg back behind us. We're going to lift that leg up so it's about horizontal, all right? Knee to the ankle, it's about horizontal. Then we're going to rotate our knee down. Then we're going to rotate our knee up, bring the ankle down, lift a little higher, and we're going to bring that leg forward. That's one, all right? We're going to do 10 of those on the left side, 10 of those on the right side. I'm going to face you now. Let's go back, side, ankle, ankle, or knee, knee, however you want to, whatever other end of the leg you're working on. That's one. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Five, I think. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Six. Try your best to keep most of your body really, really, really stable so that all that you're moving is that leg. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be hard. Balance is going to be a struggle. Sometimes your hips are going to rotate a little bit. That's okay. Just try your very bestest to get as much movement as possible coming from rotating your leg joint and not, or rotating your leg in the hip joint and not sending your whole body into crazy shapes because it's working too hard if you're doing that. I think that's 9. One last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 10. Oh, my other hip is getting tired. Man, this is warm-up exercise. It is beating me up. All right, we got one last leg to do. Let's get ready to go. My hamstring on this leg seems to be okay, not acting up all of a sudden. That's a good sign. Let's begin. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 1, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 2, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 3, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 4. Keep going. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 5, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 6, keep going. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 7, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 8, 2 more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 10. Oh, that, my friends, is our first warm-up exercise. We're going to move right on into our second warm-up exercise. It's called the elephant walk. We're going to fold at the hips, bring our belly buttons down towards the ground. We're going to fold. Whew. When you're in this position, I want you to just catch your breath for a second. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if we can sink a little deeper into that stretch. All right. From here, we're going to bend the knee. Not the submitting to a ruler type of bending the knee, but we're going to just bend this knee a little bit. All right. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to switch back and forth. Boom. One leg is bent. One leg is straight. One leg is bent. One leg is straight. And we're going to keep on trying to fold our belly button down as low as we can while we do that. All right. Every time you move on over, we're going to feel that hamstring stretch shift from side to side. And there's not an exact number of these we want to do. And that's because I gotta tell you about the rest of the show, and that's however long that takes is how long we're gonna do this for, all right? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're doing right now a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you like working on your hip mobility, or you need it, and you're like, ooh, I really should do this. If you want to work on advanced hip mobility, working towards some side splits, because that's what that is, just advanced hip mobility, and you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, then make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, depending on whichever platform you're on, and set a calendar reminder, set an alarm, because we are here every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we start like 10-ish minutes ago, all right, whatever time that was. Cool? All right. We're ready to go a little deeper. Fold your belly button down as best as you can. Bring that belly button down a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. And keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our elephant walk. Pop into a little bit of squat. Come on back into standing. That is our second stretch. Second warm-up exercise, excuse me. We're moving on into our third warm-up exercise. It is thoracic rotation. What I want you to do is basically this. All right, we're rotating the spine a little bit. What I want you to do next is get back into the same position we were just in, where one leg is slightly bent, one leg is straight, and we're folding forward. All right. From here, we're going to take the arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push off that straight leg to help open up and rotate. Stick your other arm up into the air. Rotate your neck to look at that hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach over your shoulder. Woo. That is 1 rep. Come on over to the side. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. This arm from the bent leg side is reaching across to the straight leg. We're pushing off the middle of that leg bone. We're opening up. We're looking at that hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That is 1 thoracic rotation on each side. We're doing a total of 5 of these. Yours does not have to look like mine. Take your time. Reach. Breathe. When you exhale, getting the pressure out of your lungs, the air out of your lungs is going to help you rotate. So don't sleep on the exhale. It's important. All right. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. Going for 3. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Keep going. Going for 4. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Keep going. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. All right. From the top, we're bending one leg. We're straightening out the other. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to the straight leg, not on the ankle, not on the knee, somewhere in the middle on that bone. We're pushing off to help rotate our spine. We're looking at the hand, so our neck is also rotated. Inhale. Exhale, and reach over your shoulder. That's 5. This is the last one. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo! That is some thoracic rotation. Take advantage of your freshly loosened spine. Do a little wiggle, do a little dance, do some body rolls. Work that new mobility that you have temporarily unlocked for a little bit. And let's move on into our 4th and final warm-up exercise. We're doing some thoracic. No, we're not. We're doing some Cossack switches. Whew, I'm sweating. All right, Cossack switches look a little bit like this. We're going to, or I'm going to step back. We toss that stuff out way over on the side and clear the screen. I don't know if you could see what was in the corner. I had like a pair of shorts, a textbook, and a tripod over there. Ignore that. And Cossack switches look like this. All right, we're gonna drop down into one leg, into a deep squat if you can. For a lot of us, you're gonna do your best and you're gonna get to something that looks more like this. All right, this is something closer to an end goal when you get lower and lower and lower, deeper and deeper, deeper down, all right, as you build up flexibility and strength. So if you're up here, don't worry about it. We're going to have instructions for both. Wherever you are on this side, or scooting our butts over to the other side. If you're a little higher up, it might be a little bit easier. You might go, "Woo, I'm done." If you're a little bit lower down, it might be a little bit more intense. And you might want to put your hands down to help walk yourself over to the other side. When you get to the other side, I want you to inhale. I want you to exhale. I want you to try and sink a little deeper into that stretched out position. Feel a stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your legs, in your feet. And once you've come down a little bit, get ready to come back to where we started. Put your hands down, walk it back. That is 1. We're doing 10 of these, all right? Wherever you are, if it's up here, great. Try to get lower as you go. If you're a little lower, use your hands for support. If you need it, come on across and back. We're going to count that as 2. All right. Across and back. That's 3. If you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, you can try to do these without your hands. And let's do one more. If at any time you're like, nope, not doing that, that's too hard, you can always go back to whatever variation works for you. All right. If you're looking for more of a challenge, try to sit up a little straighter, lift your chest up, stick your head up into the air, stick your arms out in front of you, and let's keep going. That's 6. And across and back. That's 7. At this point, if your knees are achy, they're telling you this is crazy, feel free to come up and reduce some of that pressure a little bit. All right? Coming up is just relative to wherever you are. Come up from wherever you were doing the movement. And then, if you can, slide on across, sink back down, exhale. See if you can drop a little lower. Then come on up, slide across, and see if you can sink down a little bit lower on the other side. I think that puts us at 8, right? Last 2 reps. If you want, you can keep sliding from side to side, or you can do a whole bunch of squats with me, all right? We're gonna power through off this squatting leg. We're gonna go, boom, come back into standing. We're gonna slowly come down on this side. We breathe, exhale, sink into it, and let's go power through. If that felt like a lot, you need to lighten it up, you need to take a break, feel free to do any version of this movement that we've done so far today. If you're ready for more, let's wrap this up with 2 more squats, all right? One on the right, one on the left. Come on down, nice and slow with control. If you need to, you can stop right here. You don't have to go all the way down, all right? So you can adjust it to your skill level, to your flexibility level. And when you're ready, let's go. It's 10. Whew. other leg. Slowly come on down on this side with as much control as you can, and breathe. Sink into it, and let's power through. Let's go. Boom. That is 10 reps of Cossack switches, Cossack slidey things, and a Cossack squat or two. If you are feeling quite tired, good. Probably means you're warmed up, all right? Maybe a little past warmed up. But if you don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. That was our warm up, and we're going to only cool down from here because it's time for some stretching, all right? There's no more crazy squatting and twisting and all this active stuff anymore, all right? If you somehow don't know, we're doing this hip mobility training every single day, side splits training, and practicing consistency every single day. So if you like the show so far, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back because we do this again every single day. All right, we're gonna move on into our hamstring stretch. What I want you to do is grab a little bit of cushioning for your knee. I want it to just give you a little bit of extra padding right here. I have some gym flooring. You do not need anything fancy. All right. If you have a stuffed animal your dog has ripped apart into pieces, stick the stuffing back together, stick it under your knee, and you're ready to go. You only need one knee padded at a time. All right. So you only need a little tiny toy. If you have some dirty laundry, roll it up, stick it under your knee. Perfect. You don't even have to smell it. All right. It's not going to be that close. Next, when you have grabbed something soft to kneel on, it could also be like a yoga mat, regular stuff, couch cushion, decorative pillow, that type of stuff. We're going to get into this kneeling upright position. I want you to flex your glutes. I want you to flex your core. I want you to stand up nice and straight and tall, except, you're kneeling, you're not standing. And we're going to extend one leg out in front. Bada bang, bada boom. All right. Now, from here, we're going to fold our belly buttons down towards that leg. And it's going to look like this. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, don't worry about it. Just hang out and breathe. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Relax. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink into that stretch. That's two. I'm going for a third. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. I'm making those crazy sounds because I want you to genuinely relax as much as you can. Take all the pressure out of your lungs. You don't have to compose yourself. We're just sinking into the floor. All right. Once you're here, you've been here for a hot second, we're going to add some movement. We're going to practice the skill of folding forward so that you can fold yourself into a deeper stretch. What I want you to do is bring your knee up, get into a little bit of like a lunge in front here. We're going to try and fold our upper body down so that our abs, our chest, our torso is touching that whole entire upper thigh. And we're going to put our hands down. I'm going to slowly straighten out that leg again and feel that stretch in our hamstrings. All right, that is one rep. We're doing 5 of these. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, feel that stretch in the hamstrings. You don't have to go fast. Take it as slow as you want. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, that's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. As you do more of these, you're going to realize you can fold down lower. You don't need to lift the knee as high. Feel free to adapt, adjust. That's 4. We got one last one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, 5. All right. From here, we're going to fold a little bit deeper. You're probably thinking, Ken, I'm already so far folded forward. We're going to fold deeper. How? Well, we're going to do something called the inhale, exhale, fold. We're going to take a huge breath into our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale that air out. And while we're exhaling, we're going to focus on bringing the belly button down a little bit deeper into the ground or into the thigh, however you want to, decide which direction you're going in. It's just down. Cool? All right, big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and focus on bringing that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Exhale, 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 exhale. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop. 3rd time's a charm. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. That is 3 times. We're going back into the knee bends, all right? Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, hamstring stretch. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, that's 2. Knee, Chest, straighten, that's 3. Knee, chest, straighten, that's 4. Knee, chest, straighten, that's 5. We're going to fold a little bit deeper. This is the last time, okay? At least on this leg. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale and fold at the same time. Bring that belly button down. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. Sink a little deeper. Third time's a charm. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Relaxing for a second. Remember, yours does not have to look like mine. I've been doing this every day for hundreds and hundreds of days, and I've gotten a lot better over the course of those hundreds and hundreds of days. If you're just joining in, yours probably does not look like mine, so don't feel pressure to make it look like mine. Just feel pressure to actually follow the instructions and fold forward, all right? Exhale, relax. Chill, all right? We're going to knee up, chest down, and then we're going to hold for 30 seconds, all right? Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Woo, that's 1. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If you're feeling a little sharp pain in the knee right now, feel free to give it a slight bend. That will take pressure off the knee. That will take pressure off the hamstring stretch. You can focus on folding really low first and then slowly straightening out that leg. That will take the pressure off the knee so it's not hurting the whole entire time that you're stretching. All right. How many seconds do you think that was? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done with the hamstring stretch. Whew, that was a lot. We're going to switch on over to the other side. I want you to come back into that kneeling position where you flex your glutes, where you flex your abs, you stand up nice and strong and tall, and we're going to stick the other leg out, and we're going to reset for the next stretch, all right? Boom. Leg is out in front. Otherwise, we're nice and tall, and let's get ready to fold. Bring the belly button down towards the thigh, or if you want to imagine it, bring the belly button down towards the ground, whatever helps. Cool? Inhale. Exhale, fold. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, you're ready to inhale, relax, all right? Inhale. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. Inhale. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. You're not trying to smash your head into the knee. So if your back is rounded because you're relaxing and you're not holding any tension, great. If your back is rounded because you're like, I must smash face to knee, and you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your neck, in your upper back, in your mid back, you're working too hard. Relax, chill, all right? What do we need to do? Inhale, relax one last time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. We're going to knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Bring that knee up. If you need to, come all the way up to that 90-degree angle. Fold that chest down. Bring your chest, your abs, your entire torso onto that leg and straighten it out. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Whew, that's 1. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2. Take your time with it. You don't have to go explode. You shouldn't go explosive. You shouldn't necessarily go fast either. Make it comfortable. Make it chill. If you're going too fast, too intense, your muscles are going to tighten up. They're going to be scared. And maybe you don't think you're scared, but your brain is going to be like, whoa, what the heck is going on? This is insane. And it's going to make it harder for you to get into a deeper stretch. All right? So take your time with it. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. We're ready to fold a little bit deeper. You ready? Let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. Fold. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the ground. Let's do it again. Inhale, relax. Third time's a charm. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. That's 3 times. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. By the way, if you are feeling a little lightheaded because I forced you to breathe so fast and so deep and so many times, you can slow down. All right, this part where we do the knee up, chest down, straighten it out, you can refuse to breathe so that you're not hyperventilating anymore. But don't forget to straighten out that leg. It's kind of important. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. I think that's 4, maybe 5. Let's do one more for good measure. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. We got one more fold. You good? Let's do this. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale, fold. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Woo! Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into the ground. Inhale, relax again. Sink a little bit more. Inhale, relax. And when you are nice and deep, we're going to knee up, chest down, straighten it out one last set of times. All right? Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. We're hanging out for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. You might have noticed that one leg is way more flexible than the other, maybe just a little bit more flexible than the other. That is completely normal. Just like how one hand is probably way better at doing things than the other hand, or, you got the ability to like twitch one ear and not the other. Your body is going to have asymmetry that is completely normal. All right, 20, 19, 18, 17. Now, if you were confused, you're like, what? You can twitch your ear? That's another story we can talk about another time. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. If you felt like that was crazy, we just did a lot of hamstring stretching, you are absolutely, completely correct. The hamstrings are involved in a lot of our other stretches, so I try to make sure we get them super stretched out so that by the time we get to the other stuff, they're not holding us back. All right? We're going to move on into our second stretch. It's called the butterfly. And we're going to scoot so that our butt is sitting up against the wall, our low back, our shoulders, our head, everything is up against the wall. I want you to bring your feet together and pull them in towards your groin area. All right. The butterfly stretch is designed to stretch out the muscles here in the inner thigh. This is where you're going to feel it, right here. The way to make this stretch more intense is by bringing your knees down into the ground. I want you to use your muscles to do that. So I want you to flex your glutes. I want you to flex your outer thighs. I want you to bring your knees down towards the ground and give it a try. If you have no idea how to do this, just focus on 2 things. 1, the stretch in your inner thighs are feeling crazier. 2, your knees kind of visually went down towards the ground just a little bit. As long as you're moving that direction, that's all that matters. Third step, we're taking our hands. We're going to apply a little bit of pressure, just inside of the knee a little bit. We're going to try to push straight down. If you're feeling a really intense, sharp pain, stop. If you're just feeling like you're getting stretched and is uncomfortable, you're probably fine to continue. I want you to breathe. On the exhale, I want you to try to push down and apply a little bit more pressure. And every time you inhale and exhale, on the exhale, push a little bit deeper. See if you can hold that pressure. All right, inhale. Exhale, push. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Hopefully you were able to experiment with that a little bit. Hopefully you found that you were able to push yourself into a deeper stretch than you thought you were able to do before. If you're a regular, you might have, not actually gone any further than normal. But if you're new, hopefully you found that you're able to be more flexible than you thought. And With that, we're going to shake out our arms. We're going to shake out our legs. All right. Give your wrists a light, gentle shake. Mine might be a little bit exaggerated because I want you to be able to see it from way over there. And you can be way more gentle with it. Little gentle, like cat scratching a cat claw mat thing, cardboard thing. All right. Shake out your legs at the same time. Flap the wings of your butterfly. I presume this is why the stretch is called the butterfly stretch. And flap, 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 flap. Get some gentle movement. Wake up those hips. Let's get ready to move on into stretch number 3. All right. The third stretch is the standing pancake. And we're going to do it in a way that looks basically like this. We're going to open up our legs. Nothing crazy. We're going to fold forward. Bada bang, bada boom. All right, this is the basics of our stretch. If you're a little bit higher up, you're not super flexible, that's okay. Just try your best. When you are in this position, your upper body is like horizontal-ish. Gravity is going to do a great job of pulling you down into the ground because of something called leverage. The taller you are, the more crazy this is going to feel. And because I just said that, you should now know that if you stick your arms up above your head so that your biceps are by your ears, you're going to get taller essentially, and it's going to feel crazier. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. All right. We got a couple of tips to help you get a little bit deeper. And one of them is you can hold some weights. If you want to hold a little water bottle, 16 ounces is about 1 pound. Plus the plastic, I don't know, it's probably negligible, but 16 ounces of water is 1 pound. So a liter is about, or 32 ounces, a quart is about 2 pounds. All right. And we want you to get into this position, get comfortable, breathe, inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. If your balance is not so good, maybe you want to sit your butt on something. The higher it is, the easier it will be to replicate this position. The lower it is, the harder it will be to fold forward because your hamstrings are probably tight. All right, that's it. We're folding. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Your goal here is to bring your belly button down into the ground, to bring your face into the floor, to bring your whole entire upper body in between your legs. And is going to be hard, but you got gravity helping you the best it can, and is pulling you down into the ground, and is awesome. Thank you, gravity. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. That is our stretch. If you can, try to bring your legs in together. If you're struggling with that because your legs went out too wide, you've been unable to bring them back in, try to wiggle your toes, wiggle your heels in towards the center of your body a couple of times. See if you can bring your legs in and walk your hands up your legs until you're back into standing. Oh, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. Shake out your legs. Give them a gentle flop, a gentle wiggle, a gentle shake, and ho 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 ho. All right. The purpose of the gentle shake is just to help you loosen some of that tension we just put into the legs. But we're done with stretch number 3. Super fast, right? We're going to move on to stretch number 4. I'm pretty sure last night we did the pigeon, so today we're going to do some figure 4. As soon as I said that sentence, I feel like I might have mixed it up, but we're going to commit to that figure 4. All right? What I want you to do looks a little bit like this. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side. We're making this nice triangle right here. We're going to pull that leg in towards your chest, and we're going to bring our chest towards that leg, potentially. All right, that's it. That's the whole thing. You're going to feel a stretch out here in the side of the glute. That is a glute stretch. You're going to feel a little bit of stretch here, maybe in the hamstrings. And you'll probably feel a little pressure here where you're actually doing the folding. All right, let's get into figure 4. The way we do it is by laying down on the ground. So come on down to the ground. Come on down. Oh. Lay down. Oh, enjoy the fact that you're laying down for a hot second. And let's get ready to continue. Cross one leg over to the other side. Try to push this knee away from you towards, that direction. And try to get this nice flat surface right here, if you can. Flat, imaginary flat. Next, we're going to stick our hand through the triangle and take the other hand and go around the outside of the leg that's not crossed over. All right? I want you to grab that leg. I want you to slowly pull it in towards your chest. In the demo we did while standing, I was pulling the leg in directly. Now we're pulling the whole knee underneath or behind it in with it. All right? Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in. Lean back if you can. Flatten out your spine. Get deep onto the ground. Really, really try to lay there. Don't let, gravity be pulling you up so your neck is all the way up here. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, pull that leg in towards your chest a little bit. Woo, feel that stretch. Woo. One more. Inhale. Exhale. That's 3. All right. From here, we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. 30. 29. Keep on trying to pull the leg in towards your chest. That is our stretch. 27. 26. If you're feeling a lot of pressure here on the knee, it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable, you can grab your knee, you can pull on that knee, and you can give it a little extra support, some extra love. All right, that's going to help you put some pressure on this part of the leg so that you're not torquing it from the ankle and causing knee discomfort. So apply pressure directly on the knee, and it will help you. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep on pulling that leg in. 2, 1, 0. Whew, that is our figure 4 stretch. Let's switch over to the other side of the leg. Cross it over. We got that nice triangle. Stick your hand through the triangle, around the outside of the triangle. Grab that knee and start pulling it in. Inhale. Exhale. Lean back. Pull that leg towards you. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in towards you. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in towards you. Cup the knee immediately for some extra support if you need it. Maybe stick it in the elbow pit directly. That might give you a little bit more support. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Remember, the goal is to bring that leg up to your chest. You're going to stretch in your glutes. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our 4th stretch. Breathe for a second. Chill. And relax. That was the majority of our show. What we got left is the 5th and final stretch. We got some side splits. If somehow you don't know yet, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Side splits are just really advanced hip mobility, where your hip mobility goes to a crazy angle. All right. If you like hip mobility, if you like the idea of trying to work on your side splits a little, and you also like the idea that we do this live every single day, and we do that to help you practice a little bit of consistency, you should definitely hit follow, you should definitely hit subscribe, and you should definitely set a calendar invite and like an alarm or something, because sometimes even if you hit follow and sometimes even if you hit subscribe, you don't get notifications when the live starts. All right. So now that you know what you gotta do, hit follow, hit subscribe. Let's get into our next stretch, our final set of stretches. What I want you to do first is grab a little bit of support for your hands. All right. We're gonna use this support to do basically this. Put our hands on it so that we can open up our legs a little bit wider, so that our legs are not holding all of our weight. Our arms are supporting us. All right. So what I want this to preferably be is something light enough that you can kind of scoot it around, but also sturdy enough that you can put all of your weight on it and bounce around and it won't, collapse or anything like that. All right. So if you have a stool, perfect place to start. If you have a higher stool, that will absolutely work. If you got a couple of yoga blocks, that will be fine as well. If you have just a big old wooden chair, that will also be fine. All right. If whatever you're using for hand support feels like it's a little bit high, you're like all the way up here or something, you can always get onto your elbows and get a little bit of support a little lower to the ground that way. Cool? All right. Now that you know way too much about hand support, let's move on into our stretch. I want you to take your hand support. I want you to bring it towards the wall, and I want you to bring your butt towards the wall. The wall is going to be your best friend. It's going to support you. It's going to keep you safe. It's going to just let you know that everything is going to be okay. All right. So want you to rest your butt up against the wall. I want you to open up your legs just a teeny tiny little bit, nothing crazy. And I want you to fold. Bring the belly button down towards the ground. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, fold. Put your hands down on your hand support. All right. So right now, your butt is on the wall. Your feet are on the ground. Your hands are on your hand support. I'm going to throw one of these pieces of foam out of the way because I keep on tearing it up off the floor anyway. And we're going to externally rotate our legs. All right. The reason why we're doing this is because you got this lumpy part of your thigh bone right here. It kind of is this shape when it comes into your hip. And when you try to just lift your legs up all the way, that lumpy part of your thigh bone is going to smash into your hip. It's going to hurt. But luckily, you can just go whoosh, rotate it backwards, and it will not smash into your hip. Everything will be great. So what we're doing is this. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. All right. We're going to do the same on the other leg. We've got two thigh bones that have lumpy parts. So boom, heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. All right. Hopefully, you can get into this position while your hands are on your hand support, while your butt is against the wall. So you got a little bit of support to take off some of the burden, take off some of the weight off of your heels because you're going to be feeling it. All right. Want you to try to wiggle a little bit, try to see if you can drop down a little bit deeper into your stretch. And then I want you to adjust your hand support. All right. I want you to find a position where you feel comfortable, where you feel relatively stable, and you feel like you can almost, I could hang out here for a little bit, that type of feeling. The reason why we want you to feel comfortable, feel safe almost, is because if you're not feeling safe, you're going to be all tense. When you're tense, that is the exact opposite of what we want. When we're trying to get into a deeper stretch, we're trying to relax the muscles, we're trying to let them lengthen into their longest possible natural position. And if you're tense, that's not going to happen. So adjust your butt, adjust your heels, adjust your hand support so that you find a comfortable position. Then we're going to breathe nice and slow and even to help us really calm down. All right, inhale, hold, slowly exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale, hold, slowly exhale, sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you are not moving, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out. Stressing out is only going to make you more tense. If you are moving and you realize, oh, now I'm in a new position where I feel a little bit off balance or I feel like I'm about to fall, feel free to adjust. All right. Find that comfortable, stable position again. And then we're going to breathe again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch if you can. All right. Now, we're going to add a little bit of wiggling. I want you to see if you can push your heel out to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, just a tiny little bit so you can get a tiny bit deeper. And we're going to be ready to hold on for 30 seconds. Right now, our toes are pointing up, our knees are pointing up, the top of our head is basically pointing up. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. This is where having something relatively lightweight is going to be super helpful. If you can slide your hand support out of the way, great, do that. Walk your hands forward just a little bit. Bring your legs in underneath you and chill, relax. Kneel for a second. Give yourself a couple of moments to catch your breath, to let your muscles relax. Chill. That is our first side split. We're doing 3 rounds, by the way, and we got round 2 and round 3 coming right up. In between each round, we're going to come back into standing. We're going to try and shake out our legs. We're going to try and relax the tension a little bit, and that is what we're doing right now. Come back into standing. I want you to flick your ankle around. All right. If you need to hold on to something for balance, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, start going with your feet. We want to flick back and forth, side to side. We want to let your leg look like it's made of soggy, overcooked spaghetti. And you want to flop, 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 floppy, flop, 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 flop some more. Keep flopping. All right. The reason why we're doing this is because if your ankles are flying all over the place, Your muscles just can't be tense. If they were tense, you'd be all stuck in robot mode and going like, and it wouldn't be floppy. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for floppiness. We're looking for looseness. We're looking for wee, just good vibes. All right. Next, we're gonna switch over to the side. Flick out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Keep going. The goal, like I said before, is to relax. And you'll know you're relaxing when your ankles are doing crazy things and they're flopping from side to side. You do not have to shake super aggressively fast. You can take your time with it, build up the intensity of that shakiness if you want. But if you're flopping around, even if it's less fast, it's less ridiculously super crazy floppy, you're probably also fine. All right. Don't need to kill yourself trying to shake your ankle out like crazy. If you're like losing balance because your leg is going, whoa, that's too much. All right. Don't do that. Let's go. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to our hips. I want you to put all your weight into one leg. I want you to put your toe down. I want you to get into this position. There's almost no weight in this leg. And I want you to point this knee straight out to the left or to the right, depending on how this video is mirrored for you. All right. And I want you to bring that knee in. Whew, so the knees are basically touching. So you're flexing a whole bunch of muscles in your hips to open and close and open and close this knee. We're building up strength on that rotation in this leg. And we are almost done with this. If you can, go a little faster, have a little bit more fun, do a couple of shakes, do a couple of movements, make it fun, and let's switch over to the other side. All your weight is in the other leg, big toe is down. Bring the knee in and out and in and out and in and out. When you're first starting in this show, what we want you to focus on is control. I want you to focus on range of motion, getting really good at flexing your muscles, bring your knees all the way out and all the way in. And when you get more comfortable with it, you can go a little faster. You can focus on speed, on power, and finally on getting loose, getting chill, getting floppy, so that we can get into side split number 2. All right. We've been doing this for a little bit. We should have had plenty of time to rest. Let's get into side split number 2. Hand support in front of you, butt up against the wall. Open up your legs just a little bit. Fold at the belly button, or fold at the waist. Bring the belly button down. Whee! Hands on your hand support. Open up your legs a little bit. And we're going to rotate the legs. All right? Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Let your butt slide down the wall. Move your hand support so that it is as close to you, as close to the wall as possible. Not physically possible, but possible for you. Okay, there's the difference. And find a comfortable position for you to hang out in. I want you to feel like you're in control, feel like you're balanced, feel like you're supported because your butt is on the wall, your hands in front of you are on the hand support, and your legs are carrying some burden too. All right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. So you can sink a little deeper into that stretch. Whew. Adjust as you need to. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Adjust as you need to. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little into that stretch. Exhale. Adjust as you need to. All right. That is 3. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side, to the right, to the left. These are completely optional. If you find that you got a little bit more in you, take it. If you don't, feel free to stop. We're moving on into our second stretch. All right. We're going to try to lean our bodies forward a little bit so that our knees, our toes are pointing upwards at like a 45-degree angle instead of straight up at a 90-degree angle. When we do that, you're going to put more emphasis of that stretch on the inner thigh. That is what we want. All right? Hang out here for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost done, 2, 1, 0. All right. Move your hand support out of the way if you can. Crawl forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. Take it slow. You don't need to rush this. and come back into some sort of relaxing, chillful position. Chillful position. That's not a word. Restful, chill, chilling position. And breathe. Oh man. That was our second side split. We're almost done, everybody. The hard stuff is like 66% of the way through. But like in the grand scheme of the show, you're like 95% done. All right. Final 5%. Here we go. Stand on up. Shake out those legs. Shake out those ankles. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know why that's the sound effect. I think it was the first time I made that sound as part of our shaking. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, I don't like it. Not if you're gonna do that again. All right. Shake out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake some more, wiggle some more, flop some more, and whew. Switch on over to the side. Shake, 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 shake. You can start nice and gentle. Doesn't have to be super intense right away. But if you feel comfortable, you've been doing this for a while, feel free to pick up the intensity, shake a little harder, wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. Whew. Take a couple of quick steps. Do a couple of dance moves. Hop, skip, do a little dance, and we're gonna move on to our hips. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down. We'll bring the knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. I'm exaggerating a little bit with my arms, but what is mostly moving is this thigh bone in your hip socket. All right, we're bringing that knee in, bringing the knee out. We're opening, closing a whole bunch of times, working the muscle here in the front of the hip, working the muscles here in the glutes to really build some control and do that. Whew. Other side. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down. In and out. And in and out. And in and out. In and out. And 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 whew, hopefully your legs are starting to feel a little bit looser. We started really focusing on that control, on that form, that range of motion. And now we're just shaking it out, getting loose, letting our bodies chill so that we can get into an even deeper third and final side split. All right, let's do this. Bring your stool, your hand support in front of you. Bring your butt to the wall. Open up those legs. Let's get ready to fold. Wee! Hands on your hand support. Open up the legs. Rest your butt against the wall. And let's rotate the legs. Heels are down. Toes are up. Knees are up. Heels are down. Toes are up. Knees are up. Hands on your hand support. Butt against the wall. And let's get ready to breathe. Sink on down into that stretch. Bring the hand support close to the wall. Make sure your butt and your hand support are doing their job, supporting you. And we're going to breathe. Y'all ready? Let's go. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch if you can. If you're not moving, don't feel like you have to force it. That's not going to make the stretch any easier to do. All right. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Inhale. Hold, exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into that stretch. Final little wiggle attempt. These are always optional. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. See if you can find a little depth left. And we're getting ready for side split number 3. You got the option to do side split number 1, which is toes up, knees up, head up. You got side split number 2, which is lean forward a little bit, so you got more pressure on your inner thighs. And I'm going to do side split 2, but a slightly different variation where I'm using my muscles to hold myself up. It's an isometric stretch. You can do whatever you want. 30 seconds, let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down if you're somehow not hands down. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Bring your legs in underneath you. That is our third and final side split stretch. Take your time. Come on out of it. Breathe. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and we're done. That's our 3 side splits for today, our Saturday evening show. We're not done, because we got a couple more shaky, shaky, relaxing movements, a couple more joint checks, but you've done all the hard stuff. All right. So if you're in a rush and you need to go, it's okay. You can leave. But Let's do the joint checks. All right. Come on up into standing. Ah. Ooh. Woo. And let's shake out the ankles. Since we're mostly done, you don't have to get to like as relaxed as possible to get into your third side split, unless you want to go for a fourth round on your own while I do Q&A and answer questions and hang out in the chat a little bit. All right, you're very welcome to do that. But if you're just gonna hang out and do regular life stuff, you can probably shake a little bit less. You don't have to go as crazy and floppy. You can just go, this is good enough. I'm able to take a couple of steps, able to do a little dance moves. I'm feeling good. You're good. If you're going out to do some dancing tonight, because it's Saturday night, feel free to shake out a little bit more, get extra loose, get extra groovy, and have fun. Next, hips. All your leg in one, all your leg in one leg, all your weight in one leg. Big toe is down. Knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. If you're new to the show, feel free to focus still on that control, on that precision of the in and out and that range of motion. But if you're a regular, you've been doing this for a while, have fun with it. Shake out that leg, do some stanky leg. Boom, 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 boom. Try not to get too much rug burn on your big toe because that will not be comfortable. And we're ready to finish up with our final two joint checks. All right. We're going to do a really slow hip circle. Everybody, you most definitely should do this because after all the stuff we put your hips through today, this is going to feel real nice. All right. Lean deep into those hip circles. Come on all the way around. Feel that pressure. Oh, ho, ho, yeah. Oh. And, oh, feeling it kind of on the front side today over here. And I'm going to wiggle back and forth to see if that will help resolve some of that tension. And it is not, so I'll skip it and come back to it in a little bit. Once you've done a couple circles one way, come on back the other way. And, ooh, keep going. Ooh. All the way around a couple of times. When your hips are feeling a little looser, feeling a little better, feel free to move on. If something's feeling a little funky, feeling like it needs a little extra attention, feel free to just go and hang out in that weird position for a little bit longer. All right? Otherwise, we're ready to do our final move. We got some calf raises in a crazy squat looking position. All right, it's going to challenge a whole bunch of different muscles, tendons, joints in our lower body all at the same time. What I want you to do is bring your legs about hips width apart. Not too narrow, not super wide, just about hips width apart. We're going to pop into a bit of a squat. All right. In our squat, I want you to be leaning forward, like so. And then I want you to push your knees forward so that you really feel like you're about to tip forward. All right. The reason why we're doing this to you is because we want our toes to kick in. We want them to be strong. We want them to grip into the floor to keep you from toppling over. Because at this point, because you're so that far forward, that's basically the only thing left in your body to help save you from flopping forward. We're torturing it on purpose. All right. That's what fitness is, isn't it? All right. So next, we're going to lean forward. Bring your knees forward. You're going to feel that stretch in your Achilles tendon. You're going to feel that stretch in your calves. And we're going to find some hand support. Find some balance. If you need to hold on to the wall, great. If you can put your hands down on the ground, amazing. We're going to do some calf raises now. All right. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Feel that stretch. Come on up. Put all your weight in between your big toe and your index toe. We want to bring your heels straight up and down. And when you come down, I want you to reset. I want you to push those knees forward. Feel that stretch in the Achilles tendon. Feel that stretch in your calves. And then come back up. Take it slow. Take it with control. Do as many as you can. And when you are feeling like it's time to call it, you're like, no more, we can wrap and call it there. All right? Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. That is our show. What we just did forced our toes, the arch of our feet, our Achilles tendon, our ankles, our calves, our knees, our quads, our hips, our low back to work really hard to make sure that we can come in and out of that position. We combine squatting with calf raises. And if you're able to do most of that movement, chances are you're probably good to go back to whatever you have to do for the rest of the day. All right. In case you somehow don't know at this point, we just wrapped up an hour and 5-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which means we start an hour and 5 minutes ago. So whatever time that was for you, that's the time we go live every single day. And We do this every day to practice consistency. So if you need a little bit of help with that, and you also want to move a little bit better on the floor, especially, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. I do a bunch of other things. One of them is the live that's coming up next at 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, so in like 10, 11-ish hours, we got another live to start your day. It is more about lightly warming up your joints. It's more about back and posture and just getting the muscles in the backside of your body working so that you can stand up a little straighter, stand up a little taller. And if you like that stuff, you should come in tomorrow morning for a little bit of that. All right. Otherwise, Monday through Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we got live side splits. And the rest of my content, the short form stuff that you find when you're regularly doom scrolling and it doesn't take you to this live, is about trying to make fitness a little bit more fun, trying to make movement a little bit more fun. All right. Your body is designed to move, and that's what your brain cells are for, right? So that you can do stuff. So let your body do stuff. When you don't move, your body goes, oh, we never use that, and lets it degrade, lets it break down. We don't want that. So do, at least the minimum necessary to help you feel good. And that's all I ask. If you got 2 minutes waiting for coffee to come out your machine, 2 minutes to have something heat up in the microwave, whatever it is, that's 2 minutes that you can absolutely do something really simple. Nothing fancy needs to be done, right? We don't have to go jumping rope. We don't have to get a whole bunch of space. If you just did some calf raises in space while you stared at the coffee machine dripping water or heating up water for the drip or whatever it is that happens when you make coffee, that would be a lot. That would be plenty. If you did a couple of lunges, great. If you did a couple of squats, amazing. If you took some of the movements from our live, you did some Cossack switches, that would be incredible because you're doing basically a squat on this leg. You're doing a crazy stretch on that one. You're working your balance, you're shifting your weight, you're working a whole bunch of little muscles in your legs, in your glutes, and you should absolutely work some Cossack switches in whenever you can because they are the bomb. All right. If that messaging sounds like it could help you, make sure to hit follow and subscribe so when you doom scroll next, you come into a little bit of my content and it reminds you to get a tiny little bit of movement in before you finish whatever it is that you're waiting for. All right? That is that's everything. I'm gonna take a look at the chat now, and if there's anything to answer, I will answer. If there's something I can't answer, I'll let you know I can't answer it. And if there's somebody I can direct you to that might do a better job, I'll tell you who that might be. All right? Let's take a look at the chat. Cat G over on TikTok says, thank you, Ken, and good night. Thanks, Cat. Thanks for coming to both shows, both the morning and the evening show. Appreciate it. Gatarati says, that was a good stretch. I needed that. Amazing. Good, 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 good. All right. Luigi says, thanks, Ken. Waves. Cat G says, oh, we're almost done. We are almost done. I guess we are done. I'm reading the chat in reverse. So if it seems like everything's in reverse order, that's true. Che sends some cat and dog emojis. Are those all pictures of our animals? Yes. Yes, they are. Not our animals, but animals that are, through my friends in my life. And Greta Mawad says, thank you. You're very welcome. All right. Oh, no, she's not talking to me. Greta said, I wish you can do it in the morning. I would love to join you. We do have a morning show at 9 a.m. It's not the same. It's not the side splits show. It's a little bit more gentle. It's more for like warming up and getting ourselves ready. And it builds a whole bunch of little tools that you can use to help move a little smoother, move a little better. Pretty much everything in our morning show will be applicable to like 99% of the population. Most of it is like moving your full joint range of motion and making sure that things are going pretty smooth or going enough until they become smooth because that happens when you use your joints. They tend to become a little bit better unless you're really, really aggressively beating them up, like doing parkour with bad form and putting like 10 times your body weight into your joints. When we're doing gentle things like this, that that is not that type of joint abuse. So reps of these of gentle movement, working through your full range of motion, that stuff is really good for you. All right. Let's see what else we got. Travel actually says it's good to hear that you're also suffering with hip curls. Yes, absolutely. The hip curls that we are starting, and we started yesterday, we did half a round of today, where we're on our hands and on our knees. Quadruped hip curls are really hard. And because I don't do them very often, my body is also freaking out and getting confused, right? Whenever you start trying something new, it is completely normal for your body to have no idea how to do it properly and for it to use way too many muscles to do that task, right? Oftentimes that results in, the shaking that you see when people are trying something new and they're like, what is happening? I can't hold this at all. That's when your brain just hasn't figured it out. It's just firing way too many muscles and it's just not working out, right? As you get more practice, as your brain goes, okay, I get it now, right? It gets more efficient, it gets better at the task, and you'll waste less energy. You'll be less tired while you're doing it, right? So, absolutely give yourself some time to get used to these new movements. It'll take time. But also, I just demonstrated today, my hamstrings started cramping up immediately when I was doing the hip cars in quadruped, all right? And as soon as I switched back to our normal form, our standing hip cars, it felt like a breeze. So, even though the movements are incredibly similar, we're contracting very similar muscles just by getting into a slightly different angle. It felt crazy. It felt super different. Cool. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Leah says hi. Welcome, Leah. Travel Darcy says hello, and I think we're probably pretty much at the top of the chat on this live. Whole bunch of people have liked the live, have followed, have reposted. Amazing. Thank you so much. There's only like 6 of you left on the live, so I can't imagine that many people are sending questions or comments. And it looks like TikTok is done. Let's take a look at YouTube. I'm gonna scroll to the top. Benny says hi. Kays Lee Gorosco says hi. Queen says this. This what? I don't know what's being translated. Oh, Z stay blink icon. Wow, I can't read. Your workout vids help me improve so much. Amazing. That's awesome. If you have a particular one that you love, let me know, because then I'll know. That would be super helpful for me because I get, the view data, like which ones were popular. But what's popular and gets a lot of views on YouTube or on, a social media platform doesn't mean it's the one that helps you the most, right? So if there's some way that I explain something that clicked for you, and you see another video that you think is really good in some part, let me know so I can try my best to make sure I keep some of that stuff in my content, right? Because I'm always experimenting. I'm always trying to make sure that the videos get wider distribution, right? Better views. And sometimes the way I explain things might change over time and I won't even know. So if there's something that you really like, something you felt was really helpful, make sure to let me know so I can make a mental note to hold on to as much of those good chunks as possible. All right. Queen R says, YouTube, hold on to a chair or a wall. Oh, okay. Abby Lois says, my balance is bad, so this is hard. Um, Usually, I recommend you get close to a wall and do this with the wall as assistance because the wall typically isn't going to go anywhere. And that should work with most of our exercises. There's one that I didn't talk about today that I did talk about the last couple of days, the pancake stretch. It is the one where we open our legs a little wider and then we fold it forward like this and we try to fold our whole entire upper body in between our legs. If your balance is not good, that's going to be a little bit challenging. So there's a version of the pancake called a seated pancake. And depending on how high the seat is, it's going to get easier and or harder to get into your pancake. The lower your seat, the closer you are to like basically getting stuck here, right? If you're not super flexible, you can't fold really far forward yet. When your seat is low to the ground, your torso might get stuck going straight up. When it's going straight up, gravity is not really helping you fold forward, right? So if you were sitting on a higher chair like this, and you can get to your natural limit of how flexible you are in your hamstrings, when you're like this, not seated on something really high, gravity is pulling your whole entire upper body down, right? So if your balance is not so good, you gotta experiment with the height of the chair. Find a comfortable thing to sit on. It doesn't have to actually be a chair, but find something comfortable to sit on where you can lean forward, where you feel supported, where you don't feel like you're gonna topple over, but also make sure it's not too tall so that you feel like you're going to topple over, or too low where you're not getting any stretch at all because you're basically just sitting upright. Cool. I'm trying to think if there's another stretch where balance is extra challenging. Our second warm-up exercise, the elephant walk, can be a little bit challenging if your balance is not so good. It looks a little like this. We're folded forward as best as we can. We're bending one knee and straightening out the other. If you are able to fold deep enough, you might be able to just put your hands down. You might be able to hold on to something for a little bit of support, and that might be all that you need to stay balanced. All right? Hopefully, those tips were helpful. And hopefully you were actually still on the line to get that feedback. Mr. Handsome says, hmm. And Christopher Grabeck asks, are you a physical therapist? I am not. So, yeah, no, I'm not. Cool. All right. I think that is all of the comments, all the questions in both chats. So we're ready to wrap up. Thank you so much again, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. Again, we're here every single day, practicing a little bit of consistency. That does not mean you have to show up every single day. All right, 2, 3, 4 times a week is plenty for most people. And the workout is designed to only need maybe 3 of them a week to get a really enough of a stretch where your body starts making adjustments, starts letting you make a little bit of progress. All right. So don't feel obligated to come in 7 times a week just because I do. And I hope to see you again real soon. All right. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, we got another live. It is spine and gentle joint work to help move a little smoother. If you're looking forward to that, make sure to set an alarm, set a calendar invite, and I'll see you guys real soon. All right. That's it. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Have a great, wonderful rest of your evening, and